Hello, hello, hello. I don't think this is working. All right. I think my mic is working now. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to the fourth episode of Stalingrad Sunday. I think it's fourth, maybe fifth. I don't know. With such a long break for August, unintended break, but long break nonetheless. I kind of lost track. But anyway, this is the second one in a row, so I'm trying to keep the streak, despite the fact that my family's been kind of sick this week, so it's been tough to get any sort of gaming in. Although I will admit that I have tried to sneak in a turn or two of a game I've been playing a little bit, Panzer Campaigns Kharkov, which is a really fun game, actually. I wouldn't mind showing a little bit of that too at some point on the channel. Although I am definitely a very new player for the John Tiller type of games. But tonight what we're going to be playing is, again, WEGO Stalingrad, which is kind of a bit of a bad situation where we left off, where I pretty much determined that we will probably lose the scenario, basically out of inexperience. So we're gonna polish it off. We're gonna finish the game, but there's a very, very limited chance that we actually win. We only have 5 turns left, and a long way to go. So I don't think it's possible. The other thing I wanted to note for the channel, other than the topic for tonight, which again is WEGO Stalingrad, is the fact that this game, Spring Prelude, Second Kharkov, May 1942, just released onto Vassal. And this is a great game for Vassal because it is, when you have it fully set up with both maps, it is pretty chunky. Like, physically, it's a relatively large game. It's only a 2-mapper, but those 2 maps are very counter dense, and the system is very fiddly with its counters when you're playing it on the table, because this particular system, you have the regular counter, and then underneath it you have a strength counter, and so you draw a random strength chit for each piece. So it's not just the 400 or 500 normal pieces that you would have if you were just if you just had the battalions out there, maybe a few hundred pieces. This doubles that, so that you have 2 pieces per piece, essentially. Now, not every piece gets a strength counter, but a lot of them do. Enough that it makes a big difference, especially in the area around Kharkov. I don't know if they have any pictures of this game. Let me just switch over to Compass's main website, and we'll take a look at the map for it. Let's see, Spring Prelude. Yeah, I know there's no result for Spring. Really? Excellent. Yeah, good job, Compass. It's not Compass's fault. I can't type. Although their site does seem a little bit slow tonight. There we go. I think I'm like zoomed out here. Oh yeah, I was at 75%. No wonder. So anyway, this is the actual game. You can see it's $69 in the US. And it is a really fun game, I think. And despite the kind of fiddliness of it, I think the map really makes up for that. I love this style of map, and I think a lot of the Compass games are getting closer to this style, at least the recent ones that I've been seeing for World War II. And I love the style, the art that they've been doing, because I think this is the same. It's the same basic style that they did for Last Gamble, the remake of Hitler's Last Gamble, and it just looks so good. Like the color scheme looks good. The hex edge is like the perfect color, I think, like this kind of muted gray. The roads being red really sets them apart. And then you have just really crisp lines, and the towns and cities look so good. Just, the very simple black box over gray background. It looks good. Like the arrangement of the houses, like it all looks really, really good. They even have the little airfield markers. None of this you're actually going to see in the game because you got so many counters over the top of it, but it looks really good. And then they even have like little markers for points of interest, like some of these little villages. They're not necessarily part of the rules. They're not always meaningful to the rules, but I think it's a nice touch, even if it's not part of the rules, to have villages and to have them at least represented. Obviously, at this scale, you're not seeing all of the really minor roads that are connecting these villages to the larger towns, but it's still kind of cool to have them on the map at least. And then on this particular map, you have all these kind of pre-fortified hexes that you're seeing there. And so all of those are different color based on, the kind of peach color is the Soviet ones, and the gray is the German ones. And they have different meanings based on, what if they're dashed versus solid lines. And this is kind of just where the front line is at the beginning of the battle, which is, as you can see, not very far from Kharkov itself. So that little bulge there is pretty close to Kharkov. And then if you look at the whole map, you can kind of see that that line goes all the way down here, and then it makes that big sharp turn to the left. And this is this open area here, kind of with where this river ends up. That's kind of where you're trying to push towards as the Soviets. So you have the initial starting point right here, and then if you can get out to that river line, you're doing a pretty good job, because that means that you've basically have passed Kharkov itself. And if the front line is that long, then you're probably winning. Here's a picture of the strength counters. If for those of you who have played other variable strength games, you'd be familiar with the ABCD or ABC system, and then their front and back, obviously. I've shown this a few times on the channel. I do love the system, but it is slow and it is fiddly on the table. So if you don't like that kind of thing, then you're probably not going to love it. But I think it's a really great game. It's rated as a 5 or a 6 for complexity. I would say it's not a particularly complex game, but it is, 8 hours for full campaign. I don't know who's playing that fast, but maybe you could do it if you've played it 20 times. I don't know. I would say it's more like 16 to 20 hours for the full campaign, easily, depending on how quick you play. I would say it's a good hour per turn. I don't know exactly how many turns there are. I think the full game has 16 turns. Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. The full game has... Well, I guess this is an extra scenario. Aggressive Timoshenko has 20 turns where you can get an extra 8 days, I guess. The full campaign is 16 turns. So I think that would take you 16 hours. I think it's about an hour a turn, realistically. But it's a great game. I would definitely recommend trying it now that it's out on Vassal. If you really like it, then definitely pick it up while it's in print. Although Compass is pretty good about keeping things in print if they're popular, and they're not like MMP where they just print like 20. Or that's how it feels anyway sometimes. But it's a fun game. I would I would play it again. Uh, maybe in the spring I'll break it out and give it a play. But it's one of these games where you don't necessarily expect to like it as much as you do, or at least that was my impression of it. So now I think I will switch over to the game. WEGO Stalingrad. And hey, it's working. First try. Excellent. So like I said last time, at the beginning here, I think that we are definitely not going to reach our objectives. Our objectives are all these black marked hexes on the map, and we're pretty far from all of them. The main push I was doing was to try and get to this one on the railroad and then kind of cross somewhere in there. There are bridges here, so if we could get to this target here, I'd be happy. Even if we're just adjacent to it, I'd be happy. But it's going to be hard to get even that far. And then there's another bridge way up here, which wouldn't be useful for capturing the lower points, but obviously it's good for capturing this particular hex. So I'm not really sure what we can do. Obviously, if we can kill all these guys quickly, which is the goal, then we can kind of move on and get moving again. But it's going to be hard because this is like a whole core, a whole mechanized core in our way. And then down here we have guards, like kind of either a guards rifle division or a guards rifle corps right at the front. And we know that there's two armies here, so there's going to be more probably guarding all these little bridges. It's just going to be quite a slog to even get to these victory hexes down here. So I have pretty low hopes for actually being able to do all this. Now, maybe this corps here, in retrospect, I think I would have directed this corps to do something a little bit different. Although now maybe we just try to cut off whatever's left here. I probably would have, in retrospect, handled them a lot differently. I would have sent them more at, maybe a more southerly route. Even as, oh, hey, I guess we have another unit here. I don't know how long we've had this guy for, but I'm an idiot, so. This must be new. We must have just got this, because some of these guys I think are locked. I don't know. I don't know how long this has been on the map for. All right. Well, I guess we'll take. So annoying when you do that. Did I just move him again? I did. All right. Nobody's selected now. I think the fiddliness of the controls in this game is the only real problem. Otherwise, it's a great game. Okay, so I got, looks like 2 divisions here. I really wonder when they arrived. But we got to get them forward. Yeah, I wish I had seen these guys. They can't have been there the whole time. Like, I've definitely checked down here before. That would be insane if I just completely forgot about them. There's no way. Trying to get everyone as far forward as they can walk. Because we're going to send these guys right across the bottom of the map, basically. I'm hoping that nobody is in the Zirkov Marnsky area. That would be very convenient. Well, I think we're doing what we can here. I mean, we don't really have any other options other than to just keep pressing forward. I think this guy is pretty much good to go now, this regiment. So what I might do is start pushing him up, at least to kind of start cutting things off here. Maybe I'll move him here. Where is their HQ? Oh, it's over here. That's not too bad. Got quite a few guys further away than I would like, but this guy's actively shooting. So I'm going to let him continue to shoot. We've got this just anti-tank unit. I might reassign him to be in another command. If I can remember how to do that. Let's undo. Show unit details, open supply window. I might not be able to do that unless he has not moved. Yeah, I think that's the situation. So maybe I'll do that next turn. All right, let's try to do some supply sorting out here. Oh, this gives you like a summary of all the battles. That's kind of cool. I was wondering what that was. All right. So I'm going to keep giving the core plenty of reinforcements every turn if I can do it. He needs a lot of reinforcements though. Anyone just need infantry? Because I do have some infantry I could give them. Everyone needs tanks. But the army. The army needs everything. That's the only downside of being fully motorized. You always need vehicles. Maybe I could find one under like a motorized division. Huh. That's crazy. Guess I cannot do anything there. Or maybe I already did, who knows. I wish I could find the log of when units had shown up. Reinforcements. It doesn't say when they came in, which is somewhat disturbing. Future reinforcements. Turn 10, I do get a couple guys. Oh, okay, so all these guys came in. Oh, I have another division here. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there's no way in hell I've missed all that. All right, maybe this division can help with our northern push. It's really the south that I'm worried about, though. I wish I had another corps down there, honestly. All right, well, we can push them south at least. Hello to anyone who's joining. This is Stalingrad Sunday. If you've never seen it before, I've done I think 4 of them before this. I think this is the 5th. It might be the 4th. I don't remember. But basically, I play Stalingrad-themed games and talk Stalingrad stuff, or Stalingrad adjacent at least. And And this is WEGO Stalingrad, which is available on Steam. And it's been pretty fun so far. I'm still learning the game because I am like very new to it. And the controls are not they're not self-explanatory, I would say. Like you run into a lot of situations where you kind of don't know how to do what you want to do. So there's a lot of like button pressing. Surprised that I only have, this guy has 5 more points. I don't really care though. I mean, whatever. I think this whole, okay, so this non-motorized division here, I need them to get moving. So I need give them extra movement supplies. I don't know why I just did that, but whatever. I didn't realize it takes effect instantly. That's kind of cool. Kind of want to undo that guy's moves. I want to get him going this way. I still don't know if there's traffic penalties. I feel like there are, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just getting paranoid. So maybe that's the key to beating this game, is like using more of the plus move. I've been using a lot of the plus combat supply moves because, I've been fighting. But maybe I should be using plus move on the blue core every time. Like just get them moving. I certainly have to continue to attack this, even if it's low odds. And this is where the controls really drive me nuts. Like just clicking and then trying to click into the hex, because you can't. The tricky bit is you would think you click on the counter, but you don't. You click on the hex. So that if you click on the counter, it does something different, which is not attacking. I feel like that's should not be the behavior, but it is. So what we're going to do is we're just going to launch assaults on this guy from all corners. We're doing medium intensity attack. Getting +4. Come on, let me click. Thank you. 10-1. Yeah, this guy's definitely dead. We will also attack him with something. He doesn't have a whole hell of a lot of strength left. That's extreme. Whatever. I guess we need to just move this division up a little bit. Yeah. Maybe if I could move him up here, that would be good. I want to make sure he goes there first and then there. Is that really blocking me? If I go here? Okay, I think that'll be a good spot for him next turn. Everyone should be in supply, conceivably. And then we can start doing the slow march past everything. Because what the blue guys are going to do is to directly attack all these bridges down here. See what's there. If there's bad guys there, then that's a problem. If there's not bad guys there, then we're good to go. But I want this guy to hold at all costs here. Yeah, I really want him to hold. Is this really an attack that I will win? Probably not. That regiment's been fighting a lot too. This first regiment, or first battalion, second regiment, and I think his buddy up here is also in the same regiment. So that whole regiment's been fighting a hell of a lot so far. Alright, this guy has been pretty well trapped. I'm not particularly worried about him anymore. Even though I would kind of like to get him out of there. I could probably just bombard him again. Wait a second. I don't want to do that. Maybe we just attack into there. Low intensity. We get a +1. Yeah, it's just going to grind him down a little bit. Let's see, where is this? The 60th Motorized Division headquarters is somewhere. It's way back here. And they are mostly making an attack here, so what I want to do is to have the headquarters move in between everything. It's not really a good spot that's on a road until I unlock this road or this road. But I feel like getting onto this road is probably the better option. And then we really need to unblock this road. So let's launch a panzer attack on it too. I know that's probably going to fail, but I genuinely just want it to start moving again. And I guess we can attack these guys, honestly. If I can get up to there, I'd be happy. Because then I can kind of link them up like this. Like there and there. And maybe I can stick another guy at this crossroad. Get him up to here. And then we'll just kind of start advancing like that. We'll use the engineers to push through him and give the mechanized guys a turn off, because eventually we're going to outpace the engineers, so I don't really care if they kind of get exhausted with these overrun attacks, but I want to try to keep them moving. And then what I would really love to do is to get to this hex here and cut off the crossroads. I would love if that actually successfully happens. If not, that's okay. But that's what I want to happen. I mean, if I could get all the way down to there, that would be amazing, but I don't know if I can. We'll see if it happens. If I can blow that open, that'd be really good. I'm gonna move this guy up. I'm not particularly concerned about what's going on over here. The engineering battalion. Alright, I need the 100th Jaegers to maybe get a move order next turn. He's not under that same division though. So what I'm trying to figure out is who's under this guy. I guess I gotta click this and then open him up. So this division has only two infantry regiments. Three infantry regiments. So 227th, the 54th, and the 369th. So I gotta find all those. Is this guy under them too? No, I didn't think so. Okay, well there's the Croats. There's the other ones. Oh, he's right here already. So he can get moving. We'll get the division moving. They're stuck there. This guy's with him. That guy's in a different... This needs to get moved up. And then we got to find his engineers, who apparently are way the hell up here, along with his recon. I really need the recon. We can let the engineers just hang out here. Worst game comes to worst, I could always switch back over. Now, if I thought that they could cross there, I would be a little bit more worried. But I think that they can't cross, so that's why I'm not bothering with it. Man of War 2. I have not played that game, no. It's like Company Heroes, right? I have played a lot of Company Heroes. And I tried that Gates of Hell Call to Arms game. Or Call to Arms Gates of Hell. And I liked it, but then I've always found an excuse to uninstall it for some reason. I really love Graviteam Tactics, so that's been fun. But the big difference in that one is the campaign is really cool, and I like the campaign mode in that. But it has a million DLCs. That's the only downside. And I feel like there's like a slight language barrier thing because the guy who makes that is Ukrainian, and I don't always know if there's like some weird translation bugs or something. But sometimes it seems a little weird, like the way he writes certain things. I can move these guys forward. I don't think oh yeah, these guys aren't doing anything. They're just sitting there. They can start moving up now. This is 16th, right? Yeah. Lost track of where everyone was. I haven't tried Broken Arrow. That just came out though. I usually play games like 5 years after they come out. I'm not an early adopter. It looks cool though. And there's a lot of those games similar to like what, there's like Warno regiments, all those Man of Steel game, or Steel Division, Steel Division 1 and 2, and all the different DLCs for those. To me, they all kind of play the same. And I think they're cool, but they're very tactically focused. My favorite kinds of war games are usually operational. Just tends to be what I enjoy. And I really like things at like the battalion or regimental scale. Oh, I can't reach that guy. That's too bad. I really want to shoot this guy. Maybe I'll just shoot him. I think we'll drop some more artillery on this attack. Only 2-1. That's probably not going to work. The rockets are not that powerful. I'm hoping that once these little pockets are cleared out, the supply situation is pretty good. I would have loved to get in behind this. I just didn't have anything motorized down here. Such a shame. Well, I think that's all I can do, pretty much. Just check down here to make sure I didn't miss anything. I think I got everything. I'm a little concerned that that guy's going to get like caught out in front of the army, so he doesn't really need to be that far forward. Maybe I should leave a unit back here to just garrison this. I don't know if that's in the rules that you have to garrison a hex to keep it. Like if it will default to the other side. I hope not. But some games have like rules so you can't commit everything forward. I'm thinking of Bitter Woods mainly. Alright, well, let's see what happens. I'm saving my air points for next turn. Hopefully the weather's good. Hopefully all these attacks go off okay. I don't know. That one went off. Oh, good. We got him off that road. That was the main thing I wanted to do. Oh, wait. Did he attack us? Is that what happened there? No. He retreated. Oh wait, no, he did. He attacked our. Yeah, he attacked our rocket guy. Huh. Killed one of our rockets. We got this. All right, let's take a look. They lost 526 men out of 593. You kidding me? So he gets to hold out another turn because he has 50 men left? You kidding me? A joke. Oh, okay. We killed this rifle regiment. That's good. Kind of surprised that actually wiped him out. Well, I guess they were pulling back anyway. Yeah, it's fine by me. Yeah, they were apparently pulling all this stuff back. So we did end up getting all the way up here, which is good. $267 men lost. Wow. That guy got wrecked. And now they're trapped. So that's good. Our engineers did good work against this. Almost wiped it out. What is being shot at? I guess they were shooting a whole bunch of artillery at a guy that was already trying to leave, so good, I guess. I wasn't trying to be there in the first place. All right, and these southern attacks, I think they went okay. We did have a fair amount of losses, though, 122 men to 30. And that's really just like the guards units are pretty high quality. It says 33 guards division. The guards are going to take less losses because of the quality modifier. It was still a fine attack. I don't think there's anything wrong with the attack, but they're just going to take less losses. And that's why last time I worked so hard to split these guys up so that the tanks aren't giving their aren't getting their armor bonus and having to fight the guards rifles. But now the guards rifles are kind of like on the offensive here, almost like trying to take up the space, which is interesting. I guess maybe that's like an AI rule where they have to like push them. Who knows? And there's apparently no bad guys in the south yet. That's very good. Well, I guess that's it. On to the next turn. All right, I think this is now like nighttime, maybe? Is it just me or did it start getting dark? I don't know. Are there like night turns? There are. So I have no planes available because it's nighttime. I didn't even notice that. I've been playing this game and didn't realize it was nighttime. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, this shows like enemy Zocs. Hmm. I wonder if I can attack this unit here. It looks pretty weak. And then I can get a crossing of the river there. Because we have this crossing here, but it's not been that great because they have so many units there. So I would like a different crossing if I could get it. Even if I have to go further south to get it. I might go for this hex. Like just race one of the panzer battalions over there. This guy's kind of wiped out, so he needs to refit. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I think if I just have him sit there for a turn, he'll get stuff. I would really love to give them replacements, but I don't think I can. Yeah, I think you have to do like the full value of the replacements, which is kind of annoying. I guess they did try to assault those. Okay, they brought a whole nother corps up. I didn't notice that earlier. But it looks like they brought up the 13th Tank Corps. So now my little infantry corps is all spread out and has to deal with a tank corps and a guards rifles division. They are not terribly well equipped to do either of those, so I don't think they're going to be doing a whole lot of pushing. So maybe this other corps here, I can give them movement supply. Give it to the whole corps. Oh wait, that did not give it to the whole corps. I'm a dum-dum. Okay, that's better. Maybe we'll move this guy's whole corps as well. And maybe we can move this guy a little bit faster too. I think I should have been doing this all from the get-go, but I guess it is what it is at this point. Live and you learn. Alright, so first things first, let's get this corps moving. Gonna get them all moved forward. Try to get across this bridge here. Probably don't want to move him yet. Just moving everyone forward, more or less. Alright, not sure what to do down here other than fight it out. I guess we got to move up our artillery so that they're useful again. We can pull them back. And we'll have to pull the HQs back as well. What a pain. We'll give them stronger hold orders. Have to go over to the defensive, kind of. It's a bit of a pain. But these guys should be able to make it down there shortly. And that's what we're going to start doing. We're bringing all the blue guys down here. We'll move 6th Army headquarters, I guess, up another town. See if they're any good down there. We don't need to attack with them this turn. I guess we can just use the other guys. I mean, they're not going anywhere, so not that worried about it. Where does this corps want to sit? I think they want to sit right here, maybe. That way they're pretty close to all their buddies. We're pretty low on strength points on this guy. But the enemy is also pretty low on strength points, so... I guess we just attack. It's going to be really annoying being that far away from the division. Because everything is kind of split up right now. Why is it not showing his chain of command? Well, I'm pretty sure we want him up there somewhere. Even though all of his artillery went south. Maybe we can switch his artillery around. No, I can't do it here. Can I switch units here? No. Yeah, you can't move around subunits, which would just be very convenient for me right now. Divisions can be reassigned from one core HQ. They spelled core wrong multiple times. As long as both core are part of the same army. So this is a pet peeve of mine in wargaming, is when people don't pluralize core. Like, it's not plural, it's just how it's spelled. It's core. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how you can get it wrong when you're making a war game. But people do. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, definitely. I want to try to attack this guy through here. So drive right through him. Try to get him up there. Actually, maybe even get him further south. Yeah, that's a good idea. Get all these guys over the river. If they let me click on them. Oh, he's got a artillery guy way up there. Oh well. That's fine. I don't know where this core should actually be. Everything is so spread out for him. I guess we'll move him south. And this division is definitely going to be heading that way. So the only question is, what do I do with this division? The 305th Infantry. I want to just start getting them moving to the right. Hopefully they can make it that far. Well, this guy can because he's motorized, but the rest of the corps, or rest of the division, is not motorized. Probably the rest of the corps. I don't think this is it's mostly an infantry corps. It's not a panzer corps. At least to get some moving. Used up all their movement points. These guys might be screwed. Hopefully we can race in help for them shortly. I guess we'll move him up with them. This guy can come down here. Actually, maybe just move him straight south, since the rest of the division is going to be fighting against this guards rifle. We're just going to launch a big attack against this guy, I think. I'm just worried about the impact to the supply lines if he's just out there running around. All right, I would really like to get up to this town here so that I can have two options. If I want to go right, left, not sure yet. Okay, so these engineers are now used up. We can use this guy to push this town. That was the plan last turn anyway. This division used up all their movement points. Wow. I would like to get in around behind him, but maybe I let this guy rest another turn. Oh, you know what I could do? I could do one of those tricky wait things. So you can tell him to wait one and then try to get to here. See if that works. Hoping that guy will supply his units again. I'm just going to push on. Oh, wow, this is all spread out, huh? Oh, well. Probably going to go up there eventually, but don't know what to do right now. So this rifle division here, that's just a mortar regiment. That's weird. That's a very Soviet thing, I guess. Who the hell needs a whole regiment of mortars? Well, maybe we could cross over here and take that part of the river. That'd be pretty nice. I'm skeptical that it could be done, but we do have the Stug battalion too, or Stug company. In case we have to fight those tanks, it might be useful. Might be very useful indeed. Just gonna start moving around these guys. What the hell? We'll blow that guy up. It's just a bridging unit. Where's that HQ? Where's the division? Where'd I put him? Oh, there he is. I guess we'll put the 100 Jaeger division further up. That's where they're heading anyways. Might as well get them in place early. Anyone else motorized? Don't think so. We can start dragging them down though. Alright, we're going to launch that attack. We'll put the Stoogs here. It's a very dynamic turn here. We'll have the machine guns. Hoping to hold that road. Pop that with some artillery. Pop him with some artillery. I don't remember what was under that, but I want to try to push this way no matter what. So we're going to push. And hopefully that works. I mean, it might work. I don't know. Is this guy in a range of anything? Yeah. I'm hoping to just encircle all these guys and be able to kill them off. It's going to be just such a pain to deal with the south end of this attack. Like, the north end is going fine, but the south end is not going fine. It's going very bad. That's interesting. Yeah, all these little streams are going to be very annoying. All the minor rivers. Just getting into this network here on the way to the targets. I'm starting to regain a little bit of hope that we can at least get to the objectives. I don't think we can take them because I think we were too slow to start with. I think we could probably get to them at this point. Especially next turn if this encirclement works and they're like actually caught and we can hold them in there while the infantry comes up. I think that'll give us a free hand to advance onto the objectives. It's just there's a lot of guys I have to clear out if that happens. But I think I can hold the pocket with just my infantry. It's if the southern flank here requires this whole division to sort it out and it's still not enough, like if the orange guys start getting pushed back, then I might be in trouble. Because I might need green to go up there instead of just going and beelining for the objective, which is right now what their plan is for them until they encounter resistance. So we'll find out. All right, let's end the turn. You know, every time I say that it should skip that dialogue and it never skips it. Maybe I need to uncheck the box to get it to skip the dialogue. Alright, our bombardments are going off. The attack worked, finally. Wiped them out. this attack worked. Wiped them out. That attack worked. We pushed them back. And they're moving away from us, which is good. So now the question is, can that Panzer unit handle clearing them out? Oh, excellent. That attack worked. I mean, all the attacks up there were kind of surefire. It's more in this area that I was worried. Yeah, we crossed the river there. That was a good one. That was a really good one. Wow. Yeah, that was excellent, actually. They lost, well, not excellent. We lost five guns. We rolled a 2. How about these ones? Rolled a 4. So we lost a fair amount of guys. They didn't lose a whole hell of a lot. And the progress in general here was not that good. Could have been better. Could have been a better turn, but I'll take it. We're advancing at least. So we didn't get the encirclement that we wanted, but we got pretty close to it. It's just there's going to be a bunch of artillery off to the right, which isn't actually that big a deal. Oh, okay, there's just some mortars underneath. So there's a bunch of artillery here. I would love to just attack it. Killing off all that artillery before this battle would be huge. That would be really huge, actually. So maybe I give them combat supply and let them fight. I was going to give them movement supply this turn, but maybe I have them attack. And then we could have the 16th Panzer try to link up and fully encircle this. You got tanks. Tanks and recon and a little bit of field artillery, it looks like. It's all pretty much open steppe here. I just wanted to make sure there was no town. So I think the towns do. Yeah, the town does have a reduction to. Yeah, the attacker is attacking at half strength, basically. Oh no, sorry, reversed. The defender gets double strength. Same basic effect, but in terms of ratios. Well, it's good that we at least wiped out that random infantry guy in our back lines. So now our supply situation is going to be excellent. We don't have anything behind us anymore, which always makes me happy. But we've got a lot of bad guys in front of us, which is unfortunate. And they've had tons of time to retreat and get stuff blocking our path. That's really interesting. This guy pulled back. I was expecting them to continue forward. And they actually didn't attack us there, which is good. I'm really worried about this. I'm going to probably have to shift my anti-tank gun down there. Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of bad any way you slice it. I would really like to wipe out one of the units, but the same time, I don't want to get attacked and be lower strength than I have to be. Oh, look, a bad guy. We'll be putting the core into here, so hopefully I can get everyone up fast enough. Nope, I cannot. So the core has to go a little further back. Just marching as fast as we can, basically. That's not going to be a good attack. Don't want to do that. Yeah, I definitely don't want to do that. Oh, hello. We got some reinforcements. Do we get any up here? No. But still, I'll take these guys. What did we get? 153rd Artillery Brigade. Not bad. I'll take them. Yeah, things went really well here. So the main assault's going to be up here. And I guess we just attack him. Well, maybe we could just get into one of these hexes. I'll have him go around, I guess. You don't really need to. Just move him adjacent. I'm kind of nervous about doing that. We'll just move him adjacent, see if there's anything there. How do I ensure that he's not being overly aggressive? I guess that's the setting you want him on. I just don't want him to, like, get surrounded, you know? Alright, so they have basically a guards rifle regiment there. It says a whole division. Oh, this is all the one division, okay. And we do have to fight them, I think. That's the sad thing. I would love to move him there, just so they're all right in a row, getting supply. Let's see, do I have anything I could just cross over here? That would be so powerful right now. I feel like I could just drive right over these guys, but I'm just kind of scared to, honestly. But maybe that's what I do. I just drive right through them. See what happens. And then we'll have this guy be the reserve coming up. Oh, we want the recon guy to fight his way down south if we could. That would be very powerful right there. Put him here. And then the rest of the division's going to have to fight their way to... Oh, actually, this guy's in the 60th Motorized. I really want to be able to blast through that, but they've got tank destroyers right there. That's the only reason I've been hesitating this whole time. And basically, I was saying I kind of want to hit the artillery. So I think that's basically what I'm going to do. Just hit a bunch of artillery there. And then I will move up the engineer battalion. And I will just start dropping bombs on the rest of these guys. If I could, please. Maybe I could use this machine gun battalion to hold this spot. If that's successful, I can pull back the panzer unit, or I could push the panzer unit south. Either way. Maybe that's what I do right off the bat, is I just push this panzer guy south here, and I let this guy attack. And then I can use some artillery support, hopefully dropping on the bad guys. I think that helps out a little bit. Oh, I guess they already moved. Who else do I have? Just this division. Wonder what they're missing. Says they're missing morale, right? The heart is morale. Readiness. Readiness measures how fresh a unit is. It's reduced by moving and stuff. Resting increases readiness. So I guess there's nothing for it except to rest. guess we'll give them combat supply, because we're going to be fighting again. Probably need to resupply after that. And I'm really hoping we cross that river. The only other thing I was thinking, maybe this guy needs fuel. It's not really clear. I don't know if he does need fuel or not, but we'll just leave him there for now, see if it repairs him a little bit next turn. And in the meantime, 113th ID, where are they? Okay, that's that guy. So yeah, they're heading south with him. Bring all of our artillery forward there. Just keep dragging the artillery. Slowly moving up this entire division. Everyone's going as far as they can. We got to focus on dropping bombs on this guy here. I mean, I don't think he's going to attack across the river there, but if I could push him back across the river on the other side, that would be amazing. Maybe we should just launch an attack against this unit and use our artillery support for that battle. If I could, yeah, I can reach it. So that gets us almost 3-to-1 odds. That probably will knock him back. I could throw a plane in. That gets us 3.4-to-1. $3.701. Yeah, let's try a big attack on it. And that kind of softens up that flank so that next turn we can hopefully isolate one of them, if not all of them. Did I move these guys down here? Yeah, I did. I thought I did. I've been starting the turn with that. I've dragged these guys all up. I'm a little nervous about that, but we'll find out. Alright. Do I want to dump a plane in somewhere else? Kind of. I want to use planes here, I think. 4.701 and 6.701. Those should definitely win. It'll shift our lines to the right, which means this guy will be perfect. And we can bring in these guys down into there as well. Now that our threat to our rear has abated. Maybe I'll use this to assist here. I should be able to pop that. Oh, he's got that guy way up there. Well, I guess we can just move to this crossroads. He can't quite reach yet. Or can he? Oh, hold on. These guys are for two different divisions. So send the 3rd up there. Send the 60th down here. Do I have anything else weird? Yeah, there's a guy for the 3rd there. Okay. Well, we'll let him shoot this turn. That's fine. Hold this bridgehead. That guy's a core asset. Oh, I guess they both are. It's nice to have that road freed up now. This guy should be coming up the road. He should have been from the very beginning, I think. The rest of the division is moving along nicely. We're going to move up the division to this little town here as soon as they're able. Is this guy, right? Yeah. Well, with only 3 turns to go, I stand by my earlier assessment that we won't get this done. I think it's possible we might get these 3, but that's not going to give us enough victory points to win the game. So I don't think it's gonna happen. These guys are so slow down here. I mean, all this artillery is nice to have, but honestly, I might as well send this brigade to help support these guys, because I don't think it's going to make much of a difference having a bunch of artillery supporting a guy, just a slow infantry division that's, I don't know what they're going to do. Because I don't really know what's down in here. I assume there's something, but I don't think it's really going to matter for the outcome of the battle. I'm just trying to throw everything I can at the central units here and at least pin them. I think this looks good. his supplies are not really coming through there because he's kind of on the other side of the pocket. I'm calling it a pocket, but it's really not a pocket yet. And if it wasn't for this guy here, I would think I can make it through, but not yet. Probably a turn or two away from really breaking out. But that's several turns too late, unfortunately. Just didn't have enough infantry presence at the front. Like, what I would have wanted to do is to somehow get around here. Maybe I should have flanked further to the east and come kind of more south. So, like, maybe I should have had my spearhead go all the way up to almost the river before turning south. I just turned him south almost immediately after breaking the front line. But maybe you're supposed to follow the black road, like the main service road, all the way till you get to, like, maybe Kamyshinka. I don't know. Because that would give us a lot of options. If we had come from Kamyshinka, it would have been pretty powerful. But I was thinking, I don't really need to go this way because there's only two objectives over here. And I figured, if I found the enemy, I assumed that the enemy was going to be guarding all of these bridges because that's what I would do. And yeah, that's exactly what the AI was doing. So I don't know. Maybe in retrospect, having seen how this particular strategy plays out, maybe I was meant to push more eastwards first before turning south. But I kind of envisioned their units a little bit further south. Like, I didn't think I would find an entire corps, or really two corps, just right on the edge of the river as soon as I got there. That was what was surprising to me. I thought they'd be a little bit further south, more guarding where the confluence of all of these rivers are. So I guess that's my fault. I think I didn't analyze the situation right at the beginning. And I also didn't really know what I was doing to get the most out of my men. So I think those are the main reasons why this scenario was a failure. But when you're first learning a war game, I think, it is an uncheck this box. Yes, we want to proceed to the next turn. That's why I clicked the next turn button. But I think the thing when you're learning a brand new war game is, like, you're struggling with learning the rules and trying to keep the strategy in the back of your head. It'd be like trying to beat someone at chess without knowing that a knight can move like a knight, like thinking that the knight moves like a pawn. And sometimes that's kind of how the early days of playing a new war game feel. Like, you don't know that your knights are powerful yet, or you don't know how to use them effectively, I guess. I feel like that should have been a more effective attack. Like, they were already running away, maybe? 8 guns lost out of 60? Like, it doesn't seem that good. This was a pretty good attack, though. Just 8 men lost out of 400. Alright, let's see how these attacks go. I don't know what that is, but okay. I think the enemy decided to attack this. which is interesting. They lost 100 men to 8. That was stupid. That was a really stupid attack. And they've shifted a bunch of stuff further to the right now. That's going to do them in. I might pocket them off of that mistake. That would be ideal. Oh, crap. Where'd those guys go? Oh, I wonder if they went forward. This guy attacked. Wow, what a mad lad. Okay. Lost 56 men. What a lunatic. Overrun. Nice. Oh, he killed the HQ. I wonder what that does. What kind of HQ was it? Just a brigade? That's nasty. I wonder what that does. That's cool. Yeah, we wrecked these guys. All right, if that doesn't open the door, I don't know what does. I've been kind of holding back some of my units in the rear here too to exploit anything that opens up, like this motorized recon and motorized infantry. I've been hoping that something opens up here, and now I think it has. I think we can cross this river and maybe get over here. We just have to be able to hold our left flank, and then we'd be good. Like if we could just get eyes on this crossing and keep them from cutting us off, that'd be very good. It's just everything's so far away. Like these 2 engineers would be perfect there. I could put one here and put one here, and that would pretty much hold everything. Like I don't care if they're right there, as long as they're not coming up around at us. But they pulled back from over here, which is somewhat disturbing. So maybe they're repositioning that core, that tank core. Either they're attacking, which would be crazy, like attacking at this road here. Could be what they're doing. Or they're pulling it back to try and defend that opening that just got blasted open. I'm not sure which. Really not. Ah, damn it. They blew one of the bridges. Huh. Okay, we know they have 1 regiment there at least. So that probably means they have a whole division out in these 2 towns. I don't know if there's much I can do about it. Huh. Wonder what this means. Like their supply source, maybe? Yeah. Huh. Well, I don't know what else I could do here. I'm not really seeing a path to victory. I think I was just so slow in the early game trying to figure out all the controls and get things moving properly. I think if I were to replay this scenario, I'd play it a lot differently. You have a lot of artillery, which is interesting. You wouldn't think of a Panzer Corps having quite this much artillery. But I guess it's all organized in these battalions, so it just seems like a lot. I gotta drop something on these guys now to try and protect us. Alright, first things first, I guess we gotta move up a engineer there. He's gonna take forever to get there. God. Yikes. Alright, this guy's orange now, so by sitting still, it did recover some of his readiness. Wasn't this guy supposed to cross? Alright, do I have anyone who can exploit all the way to here? I do have this guy. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do with them yet. It's a lot of options, but not all of them are great. I don't know. I think that I think maybe I'm just like one turn behind, 2 turns behind maybe of where I should be, and that's really going to screw me over. Alright, well, I think it was smart to pull back there. But let's get back up to that bridge. Alright, so what I want to do now is put this guy and this guy up here. And then I want to attack into this. He doesn't have any readiness. Okay, don't have ammo. I think that's how you read that. So these guys would need some ammo. Alright, let's see if that lets him shoot. Oh, it's 1 hex further. That's why it's out of range. Dang. I don't think I can overrun him, so I'm not going to even try. We'll just move him up. I am going to push them forward just to see what's there. I'm sending the recon ahead to try and secure this crossroads area. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to. Alright, well, I guess this guy's going to need an actual infantry unit to help him. We'll have him hold fast. Let's drop some bombs on these guys, I guess. Like, I really want to cross here. I just don't know if it's ever going to be possible. I will try it. We'll try to get him across. That would be very threatening if I could get him in behind the guards' rifles. I would be scared if I were them. All right, let's move these guys forward first. Don't need the HQ to get into danger. I've just got so much artillery I could start dropping on people. So let's see, what could I do here theoretically? It's just a bunch of rockets and stuff. I should be able to push that. I should be able to get this guy here. I'm very tempted to just finish them off up here, but I think I gotta stick to my original plan. I want to try to get to that crossroads. That would be very good if I could. Let's see. Hold on. Before I do that, can I get him over to here? Yeah, it looks like I can. Oh, we're getting some info about these guys now. I'm glad I never attacked it because it's got so much armor. I'm curious to see what the odds would be if I drop all this artillery on it. If I put in all this artillery into this attack. One to 2.5. 1 to 1.3. 1.5 to 1. 2.4 to 1. And then we can also add in a Stuka. And a +2 from our card. And yeah, let's get it up there. 7.2 to 1. See if that works. So what I'm hoping is I can just kind of shift the pocket southwards a little bit, and that will get me give me access to this road. This crossing here, because then I can get supplies over the river more easily. That's a lot of supply, though. A lot of shooting. I probably want to move this guy up. I want to shoot at that. I want to shoot at him. What do I think is there? Just that. All right, we'll have the Panzers attack that. I'll have this guy go down here. I don't think I can have anyone else reach that, though, unfortunately. Where's the rest of this artillery? Can it not reach, or did it move? It might have moved. I think I'm just going to hold the line over there with a flak battalion, maybe. That'll free something up for me. Oh, I could get this guy quite a bit further down. Could actually link up with the other division. That's interesting. That's a really interesting idea. It wasn't what I was planning to do, but I could do it. I could do it, and I have better supply doing that than I could going the other way towards the objective. Especially since I'm probably not going to get the objective anyway. But at the same time, I could also maybe make it here. It's a tough choice. Like I can choose between either knowingly going into a dangerous spot behind enemy lines, or maybe advancing behind enemy but having good supply. So I'm going to push to there, but I might regret that next turn. I'll cross the river there. Guess we'll give them some support just to make sure that it knocks them back. I'm going to undo him and put him there, actually. I got to move up this core. Maybe to this crossroad. I don't think these guys need to move yet. Let's see. Yeah, I think they're good for now. Maybe this one could do with moving up. That division's in an okay spot, although it'll be nice when we have this stuff cleared out. So if I go here, I think that traps them. I think. I think if I do that, I think that does trap them. Could I double trap though? Like that. That might be the best option. It's kind of intermixing the divisions though, which I don't particularly like. All right, we can do a little attack there. Little attack there. Just gotta rush these guys forward. Definitely need the infantry support up here. I'm going to check it out with the recon unit. I'm going to try to blast our way up there. Hold the right flank with him. There. So all our supplies are going to come up through here. He's still got that tank that's fighting it on trying to clear that out, but otherwise I think we're in actually okay shape with him. Guy really just needs a break. I think we're doing about as good as we could hope with a lot of this stuff. Just moving everyone forward in the back. I don't think these guys are going to see combat. I also didn't really know what to do with my bridging units, but I think now I kind of do, because I see that there is that one bridge that I need to repair. So I guess I'll start moving them over there, because I need to repair this bridge potentially, and I could also repair this bridge, I think. So it would be good to at least learn how to do that, even if it's not terribly useful for the outcome of this game. It's probably good to know how to do it. What rules apply. That would be awesome though if I could have linked that up. That would have been so cool. Oh well. I think this is going to be cool too. Do I want to throw in any more air? I think I used it all. Used all the air I wanted to use anyway. I probably could have given more supplies earlier on too. I just didn't know how. That might have made a big difference. Like just constantly giving the plus move supplies. What a good game though. It is a well-made game in terms of the actual like rules. I don't always love the controls, like the interface with the game, but I think the game itself is very well designed. It just has really nice, simple, but effective rules. Defenders could not retreat. Hell yeah. 15 vehicles lost. I barely lost anything. They lost a ton. Their readiness is looking low. Shame I couldn't overrun that. Meeting battle. Okay, that's cool. Oh, I met a HQ unit. Funny meeting you here. I think, is that the same one I killed before? I know it was a like a support brigade, but they really tossed in a lot of guys in there, but they lost a lot too. Meeting battle. Well, that didn't go that well, I guess, but that's fine. He wants to be up there. He can be up there, I guess. 15 men lost. That's not particularly amazing bombardment, but it's not bad. And the Soviets lost quite a few there. All of a sudden, that tank corps popped back up. But now they might be cut off. Because if I can cross this river here real quick, they might be screwed. But at the same time, my rear area is also very exposed now. So I'm going to have to attack. It's just a lot of tanks. Yeah, I'm going to have to attack that. How'd the north go? Not that bad, I guess. What is this? This was an infantry unit? Yeah, they lost some readiness. That's good. They lost 3% strength and 17% readiness. Oh, I shot down their planes like crazy. That's good. It's funny, like the one time they've tried to air attack me, lost a whole 8 men to that bombardment. Finally wiped out that guy, and the other guy just looked like they left. So don't know what happened there. Oh, he didn't leave. He just went south. These attacks look like they succeeded. Only really succeeded in pushing them, though. Not really killing a lot of them. Although they did lose 7 guns and 23% readiness. So that's a pretty good attack. It just wasn't a terribly high odds attack for us. This one was amazing, though. Like, that attack is going to be so successful next turn. Surprised they didn't lose a little bit more there. Well, all things considered, like the one thing I thought wouldn't happen was this guy getting across the river. And because that did happen, I'm pretty happy. That at least kind of preserves some sort of chance to rush into at least a couple of these points. I'm still pretty confident that we're not going to get this. We just delayed the attack for way too long. Oh, this is a bridging unit. That's why it's so weak. Kind of surprised I can't just overrun that with like an entire like combat regiment attacked with 2 battalions. Seems a little weak up there. I guess the only kind of scary place is this situation here with this disappear and reappear corps. And now that they've reappeared in a very inconvenient place for us. And I wish I had not moved up my artillery, because now they're going to get attacked by the tanks. Like, there's no escaping us from all my HQs and artillery and stuff. They're going to take damage. But, I mean, the whole plan here was to move this guy around the flank, attack the weakened tank battalion. But I didn't think I would also, at the same time, have to deal with an entire tank corps crossing the river and sneaking up behind them. So this is going to be quite the little battle here. Luckily, we've got all this support coming in shortly, but still makes me more than a little bit unhappy that I couldn't succeed with that crossing operation that I thought I would be able to do. They've really beat themselves up trying to attack me across the river. So goofy. Unfortunately, this Panzer division this Panzer battalion has been stuck there forever, for like 5 turns. I could never bring anything up to like clear it out. It's just so frustrating. All right, so to deal with this tank unit, I'm going to need to use a lot of artillery just to get good odds. And luckily I have a fair amount of artillery in that sector. Otherwise I would be worried. But it's still kind of a pain. So this is really the only 2 places I'm worried about. And I think I get a full another turn, but like I said at the beginning of this episode, the chances of me actually succeeding in this scenario went to pretty much 0. I don't know what's going on here. They're sharing the same space? Is that what's going on? It's so weird. Yeah, I don't really know how to resolve the final turn here. Our penultimate turn. Might be the penultimate turn, might be the final turn. Either way, I don't think I have enough juice left in my arsenal here to take out all of the units that I need to take out to be able to capture these points. Because I'm sure they have a couple of units guarding this. It's not like I'll walk in there for free. But definitely this tank corps showing up was very disturbing. 13th Tank Corps. That's going to be a pain. Well, I guess I'll figure that out next time, because I think I'm going to call it here. That way I'll have a couple of turns to do next time, and maybe I can switch into another game right at the end. Not sure. I think this will probably take another like half hour, 45 minutes next time. And then maybe I can switch into, I don't know, maybe something a little bit more exciting for viewer-wise. I don't know if this is a great game for like live streaming, but I guess no war game really is. So they're all about the same. This one's particularly bad because the screens are very flashy. Like you click on something, it comes up, and then it goes away, and you can't, like, as the user, it's hard to control what you're seeing for the audience. You really have to, like, kind of be careful with the buttons and make sure that you're clicking the right thing. And I've been finding just that part, like displaying the screens that I want to display, kind of tricky. Because, like, this is a nice screen right here. It gives you a lot of information, a lot of detail. It tells you, I like the fact that when you mouse over one of the statistics, it tells you exactly what that statistic does. Like, that is a great feature. I wish War in the East had that exact same thing. Like, why can you not mouse over the fatigue stat in War in the East and have it tell you what fatigue is? It seems like that seems like it would be very easy to program. And same with like all these little stats here. They all have their own little pop-ups. It tells you exactly what they do. It tells you what strength is. All that stuff is really good. And I wonder, can you even see that for the enemy? Yeah, you can. So if you right click on the enemy, it tells you all this information about what you think the enemy's stats are, whether or not you think they are dug in. Like in this case, this guy is dug in and he's encircled. So that means he's getting, lower strength. First reduces readiness and then strength. And so this guy's down to 47% readiness because he's encircled. I'll probably leave him encircled. These guys are encircled as well, and they're almost out of readiness. Those are really useful statistics to show to the audience, but like it's kind of a pain to just bring them up every time. I guess maybe I'm just not used to it, but I don't know. I've tried to find reasons that I wouldn't recommend this game, because at this point I actually think I would recommend it, even having only played it like just on this stream for like 5 or 6 hours so far. I actually do genuinely think it's a good war game. I don't know how deep it is, but it seems like it does a lot of the same things that you could do in like a War in the East, where you can reassign units to different corps. As long as you're in the same army, you can reassign a whole division to another corps. So that's just like War in the East. You could do supply prioritization, and it's even more detailed than War in the East because you can choose between what your supply is doing, which I think is kind of cool. I don't know. I think this game has a lot going for it. I'm going to have a hard time not recommending this. And I think I should make a few tutorial videos about, just like general tips and tricks on what to click on and what different things do once I figure it out. But I think it's a fine game. A really nice game. Obviously the topic is something I'm interested in. So maybe I will work on a kind of a review video for it after I complete this starter campaign, like an initial thoughts video. And then right after that, I think the first thing that I would give a tutorial on is, because I did not find this super obvious, is the star button here, like what all of these things do. So I would just give one tutorial on what all these things do under the star button, kind of like a deep dive, not just, this sets your supply, but I would explain like why you would want to use certain settings at certain times. I think that would be very useful for a new player if you're just buying this game off the shelf. I think everything else is kind of self-explanatory. The only thing that takes a little getting used to is the controls. So like left clicking selects the unit and left clicking also moves the unit. I think it's harder to hear that and feel how awkward that is versus left click and then right click to move. But I think that would be a good something to bring up in a review, or even a tips and tricks style video would be useful for like kind of the best ways to get used to controlling it. The only other kind of not obvious thing, other than, you know, the controls, the supply system, and then the third thing that I found kind of obtuse so far was getting reacquainted with like the AGOD style of WEGO. So you have to tell a unit whether it needs to be aggressive, defensive, or attack at all costs, that kind of thing. So these settings here on the screen, this does not, to me, that this should actually have a tooltip that comes up a lot earlier. I don't know if it's just me, or it just seems like there's a long delay for the tooltip on what that does. And I think the symbology doesn't really, like, does this symbology really scream out withdraw? I guess it does. But to me, it would be just an arrow, maybe. Or like the withdraw under pressure symbol, you know, like an actual tactical symbol. And even like the double line being hold at all costs, I'm not 100% sure that even that is necessarily like, oh yeah, definitely hold this. I mean, it's two lines, which is one more, isn't it? But I don't know if this symbol is necessarily immediately obvious when you start playing the game on how powerful it is and what it does. Otherwise, I mean, I probably would eventually want to get into, you know, when to play your cards, like more strategy stuff. But I think for strategy games, you can figure that stuff out yourself. For the first few times you play it, and the optimal play style won't develop for you until you play it enough so that you know, okay, if I play the card on turn 1, it does this. If I play it on turn 5, it is more powerful, but at the cost of maybe I'm not as far forward as I would have been. I think definitely I didn't play the cards enough so far in this one. I should have been playing them, I think, right off the bat, just to blow through the lines and get really far. And I definitely think that that would be like the next tier of videos that I could do, would be talking about like situations when you would want to start using a lot of planes and a lot of artillery, and really using everything you have to push through something rather than trying to go around it. I think I was definitely tending to want to go around things early on. But then once I did, I found myself really hamstrung by where I had left them. So my first encirclement was like right here near this town of Zakharov. And what that did was it blocked this road to the south. So actually both of these roads were blocked for a good like 3 turns until I could clear up this pocket. So there's a ton of guys like right here, and I had to clear all of them out just to be able to use the road south, which I eventually needed because I needed to support the flank of the 297th Division. So I think had I done it differently, I would have, instead of encircling them and going for the like guaranteed kills, I would have just tried to push through them and move them away from the roads. Yeah, it would have been more fighting and probably more losses, but I would have moved faster. So I think things like that, it would be useful to have tips and tricks, at least something available so that, you could start thinking about that as a new player. Because I gotta admit, I wasn't really thinking about that. I was just thinking about, okay, I got to left click, and then I got to left click again to move a guy. And I was getting hung up on little stuff like that. It's better if you, from the get-go, like if you're teaching someone how to play chess and you aren't telling them that the most important thing is to take the enemy's king, then you're really not gonna, you're not learning the point, like yes, you can teach them openings and you can teach them what all the pieces do, but if they're not doing that from a position of, well, how does this help me achieve my goal of winning, then I don't know if they're learning the same way you're supposed to be. And I think in this game, the same way, I think I should have been thinking from the point of view of, okay, I have 2 enemy armies opposing me here in the south. And from history, we generally know that there's at least 2 armies. One's going to be kind of in the north, the other's going to be kind of in the south, and they're going to be divided. So there's going to be a weak spot somewhere in between them where you can punch through there. And that, in this case, I found that like this was the right move eventually. This is the weak spot between the 2 armies. But it took me a long time to find it. And I think I wasted a lot of time trying to make the perfect little encirclements and get a lot of, get a high ratio of losses versus just pushing through. I don't know. There's definitely a lot to chew on with this game, though, which I like. So I think I'm going to play maybe a longer scenario after this one. I could just try the same scenario over again and see how it goes. I think I could probably win it on the second try. I don't know. I do like playing short scenarios like this multiple times just to try out different things. I think it's fun. That's the whole point of wargaming. It's just to play things again and again and again. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight. I really enjoy this game. I think it's a great game. I think there's a lot of merit to recommending it. I generally don't recommend games unless I've played them for 100 hours and I kind of know my way around them. But I can tell even after just playing this game for a little while that it's a good game. And I'm definitely going to work to try and build up a supply of videos for new players, especially because I think coming to this game, if you've played AGOD before, I think it will feel pretty natural. Or if you've played any sort of fog of war war game where you don't always know what the other side is going to do, I think it's probably pretty easy to step into it from that standpoint. But if this is like your first war game, and it very well might be, because I think this is a more accessible war game than something like War in the East. If it's your first, I think this is actually a pretty hard game to learn, because it is a little fiddly, and if you're not coming to it thinking about the strategy right away, then I think you could struggle, because I don't think any of the scenarios looked easy. I think they're all kind of hard. The Soviet ones looked even harder than the German ones, but the German ones looked pretty difficult for the most part. So I think if you're coming to it from either not playing war games or having not played them for a long time, for example, you might bash your head against the wall for the first 30 hours without winning a single scenario. It might take you like 3 or 4 tries at them, because The small scenarios in war games tend to be basically puzzles for the most part. And larger scenarios tend to just be such a slog that you won't survive. So I think if I were to recommend this to someone, I would say try the small scenarios first and see if you like it. And if you do, then I think this game has a lot of depth and it would be great for someone who's new to war games. But I think if you try to jump into the grand campaign right away, you might struggle to stick with it because there's a lot going on, and it's better to learn the game in a smaller scenario. Maybe not the tutorial scenario, but just try one of the small scenarios first. So I think I will try to make a video, at least reviewing it, tips and tricks on the star buttons, and then a second tips and tricks one on just basic strategy. So hopefully that'll come out in the next couple weeks. We'll see what my schedule is like. I've been very busy with work, but that's the goal anyways. So till next time, see ya.